Hey guys, and the series continues. Craftsman, vintage Craftsman, made in USA, some stuff made in China or Taiwan, some stuff made in a Texas plant, USA, so on and so forth. Before we get into that, I will be giving away this set in 5 days. It's a 4-piece set made by Tone in Japan to lucky subscribers. So if you have subscribed, you have a chance to win. It's that simple. It's a long pattern, double box, flex head, ratchet wrench, 72 tooth. It's got the reverse lever, very nice. It's got the detent to hold it in position, 0-degree offset, and it's got the built-in little socket. It's like a half socket. So if you're going to a recessed area, or if you want to get the ratchet away from your workpiece, very nice. And the other end is a 12-point fixed. Super nice set, and then I'll be giving away. It's a 4-piece set to a lucky subscriber. Okay, what do we got here today? We got Craftsman's. Craftsman's in the house. Let's take a gander. First one we got here is a 1/4-inch drive. Oh, we know what these are. These are the old 36 tooth. This one is a VP, so this one was probably made in, I think I bought this in the early 90s. I'll say around 92. 36 tooth. I'm going to compare it to a one made overseas. I'm not sure if this is China or Taiwan, but I know it's made overseas. And there is some similarities. It is the same model number. There's a lot of similarities, but there's some differences too. They're both 44807. The one on the bottom obviously is USA. The one over here is made overseas. They're both a raised panel. I noticed with the one made overseas, which is the one on the left here, can you notice the first thing? The head's a lot smaller than one made overseas. That's one difference, but they both have the same snap ring configuration. It's not on closed head. They both got the push button, but the push button on the newer one overseas goes all the way through, as you can see, whereas the old USA one doesn't. They're both 36 tooth. Their reverse levers look very similar. Like I said, both reverse levers, but very, very close. And let's put them on a ratchet here. These are the old 36 tooth. This was made in the 90s. These things were little tanks, you know. Back then, that's all I ever used was 36 tooth or 42. You didn't see a lot of 72 and 90, at least not in the Craftsman line. This one's old. It's not the smoothest ratchet, you know. Like I said, this is old technology, but it got the job done. And I used it a lot in its day. The one made in China, I think it's China, but I'm not sure. It feels a little better only because I've never used it. It's brand new. I just bought it for this YouTube video. That was it. It's very similar, 36 tooth. I still would hang on to the old one. I know that, but that's the old technology. And this is the new on the right. Very, very similar, other than head size. Just an interesting video, guys. You know, I thought it was very interesting here. This one was donated by a really good subscriber of mine. His name is Don. Shout out to Don. Don, thanks. This one was made from a Texas plant, made in the USA with global materials. This is the 90 tooth. It's got decent chrome. It feels pretty good in your hand. I actually like the feel of this. It is a little crude around the reverse lever part, but that doesn't have anything to do with how it's going to function. So to me, that's not really a deal breaker, but this one felt pretty smooth. Made in USA with global materials. So you know what that means, right? It's not totally USA. Let's put a socket on here. Sounds pretty good, feels pretty good. It's got some decent action. I was actually surprised how smooth this was. You know, I mean, it's too bad a Texas plant had to close. I had high hopes for that. I'm sure you guys did too. That sounds pretty good. It's got the reverse button. And again, that was made in Texas. I don't think it's a bad ratchet. Okay, this is another old one here. This is the 36 tooth. That's a V. This one's really old. This was early 80s. Let's put a socket on there. This is a 3/8 drive. A 36 tooth, these were tanks, guys. There's just no two ways about it. They were tanks. Real tanks. A little clunky, but they all were back then. It's got the push button on it. You can tell it's been used a lot. This is an old ratchet. Early 80s. Okay. Then they had, this was made in the early 90s. Let me know if any of you guys got this. I'm just curious. And this one is a 42 tooth. See if I can zero it in on you, the model number here. It is 94378. It's a flex head. It had a detent in it. It was made in the early 90s. That's when I bought it. It is 42 tooth. It's got the thumb wheel on top with the finger switch or thumb switch, whatever you want to call it. This was not a bad ratchet. It's kind of bulky. That was the only bad thing about these. The head's bulky because of the thumb wheel on top, but it was good for getting your fastener started. But you can see there, you know, it's pretty loosey-goosey. A lot of your round head ratchets were though. You know, I don't know. I used to use this ratchet a lot when I was younger. I don't now per much, but that's a cool ratchet though. It's one I'll hang on to. And here's another one that was donated. No, this one's not. This is another one. This is the gunmetal. I bought this at Lowe's. This is the 180 tooth, so-called tooth. It's not really 180 tooth. It's 180 positions. It's 90 tooth. I like the finish. I like the feel of it. It's definitely a nice-looking ratchet. I don't like the back drag on this, though. This back drag is excessive. There's a lot of back drag on this ratchet. I mean, it's new. I haven't broken it in yet, but it seems like it's got a lot of back drag. I would have thought it was going to be a lot better than that. I said, boy, that's 180 positions. That's got to be smooth as hell. No, it's not really smooth. It's got a lot of back drag. Maybe it would have break in over time. I don't know. I may end up giving that away. You know, I haven't used it. I may end up giving that one away. Any guys want that? It's gunmetal. 180 tooth craftsman. And I got that from Lowe's, and pretty sure that one's made in Taiwan. I could be wrong on that. I don't know. This was the other one Don gave me. Don's a hell of a subscriber. Made in the USA with Global Materials. This is the 3/8 drive he gave me. Again, it's a 90 tooth. It's got the push button design. Just an interesting video, guys. You guys like old craftsmen, you're going to like this stuff. It's just very, very interesting. It's a pretty smooth, but this ratchet is not bad. I like it. I like the ratchet. It's pretty, the 92 is a sweet spot. Between 72 and 92, that's a sweet spot as far as I'm concerned. Guys, you like the video, give it a thumbs up. Be nice, you know. And subscribe if you haven't subscribed. It doesn't cost nothing. Try to give a lot of input, a good input for you guys, a lot of good information, and I post consistently. This ain't bad, guys. I don't know, Don. I think you got a winner there. I'm actually pretty impressed by that ratchet. Sorry about the phone, guys. That's another happy customer. I work on cars on the side. You get that from time to time. Ooh, what do we got here? We got a Craftsman's V, forged in USA. This one's old. This one's early 80s. And this is one of Craftsman's first fine tooth ratchet. This is a 90 tooth, but it's not 90 tooth. It's 45 tooth with dual paws. This was a tank. I love this ratchet. I was a young kid when I had this, probably 20, 21. And this was as good as it got as far as Craftsman goes for fine tooth. 92. It's got the let's reverse it here. This was my favorite. I use this ratchet so many times, guys. Oh my God, I use it as a hammer. You can see that. I abused my tools pretty good when I was young. I beat the living, you know what, out of that. This thing's been kicked, thrown, ran over, lost. I think I even bit on it a few times. But look at it, how it's wearing off the chrome. This ratchet is old, and I would never get rid of this. This is part of history, and brings back a lot of fond memories from the old Sears stores. And on the end here, interesting, you got a couple of half-inch drives here, 36 tooth, and this one here is that's the vintage. You see the V all by itself. That's definitely the vintage right there. You can see it. Wow, this one I bought in the early 80s. 36 tooth. What's interesting about this one is, let me know if you got any ratchets like this from Craftsman. They got a place you could oil them with an oil gun. See it? You didn't see that too many of them right there. That's pretty cool to put oil in it. Yeah, that tells you something about how old it is. Let me know if you got one like this, guys. I'm very curious. But that's the 36 tooth, which they were famous for back then. This ratchet's been used quite a bit. I can just tell by looking at it. They were heavy little ratchets too, but with the panel ratchets and wrenches, either you loved them or you didn't. I didn't mind them, but that's an old one. And last but not least, we got a newer one made in USA. I didn't use this one too much. The VP, but it's made in USA, probably early 90s. It was a little different in design than that one. As you can see, it's 36 tooth, but you can see it's a little bit different. Just some history here, guys, you know. I didn't use this one too much. And by the time I got this, it started coming out with other stuff that was, you know, the internet started coming out shortly after, and there was different options. But this was the 36 tooth. Just my thoughts, guys. I hope you found it interesting. There's some history there. And again, a shout out to Don for donating the ones made in the Texas plant. There'll be more good stuff coming. I got 2 or 3 more videos on the Craftsman, and we're going to change gears after that. Leave a comment below. Let me know what you think of the video, and let me know what you want to see next. And that giveaway will be Saturday. And the following week, which is the last week of the year, I'll have one more thing I'll give away and to a lucky subscriber. That's going to be a surprise. And then after that, we get back in the new year. It'll be just 1 or 2 at the end of the year. Okay, guys, thanks a lot. I appreciate it, and take care.